In a lot of ways, NHL 21's franchise mode is a broken mess. Hence why this video isn't coming out the day that the game dropped or a little bit before then. No, it is November. And here we are with our first video for NHL 21. What we had to do was wait for the update to come out to hopefully fix the issues with scouting, with line chemistry, with this and that and this and this and that. And then the update comes out and it's still not perfect. Of course, trade values are an absolute disaster, which leaves me with no choice but to go back to the well known as Draft to Glory. Now, as much as I love Draft to Glory, it's been a staple of this channel for 3 or 4 years now, it does kind of suck to be forced into having to do this series, but ultimately, because trade values are absolutely ridiculous, unless you find full value Sam Gagner to be fun, in which case, hey, more power to you. But because of that, it leaves me with limited options. Draft to Glory is the perfect option right now because, again, that way trade values aren't a factor. Draft to Glory, for those who do not know, it is pretty straightforward. We only draft players. No major free agent signings, no trades. We only build our team through the draft. And as you know by the title of this video, we have a special twist that I was planning on doing at some point this year, so why not do it now? In the past, we have done a challenge series with the Seattle Sea Cattle, a team built out of players from just the US-based teams in the WHL. Last year, we did a series with the teams, for the most part, the American teams, or at least the teams surrounding the state of Michigan in the OHL. This year, pretty straightforward. It's time for the Maritimes to get their own attention. We will be going and building a team solely out of players from the 6 teams in the Maritime division of the QMJHL. The Acadie Bathurst Titan, the Cape Breton Eagles, the Charlottetown Islanders, Charlottetown, Halifax Mooseheads, Moncton Wildcats, and St. John Sea Dogs. Those would be the only team, the only teams that we can take players from in this series. Aside, of course, from the expansion draft, we're just going to have to deal with it. As per usual, we will move Detroit over. And yeah, I just decided to use the Newfie Growlers because why the hell not? And we will be in the Atlantic Division. We are, of course, unfortunately, using EA's most recent roster update, as big of a disaster as it is, in my opinion, in terms of overalls and potentials. But damn it, again, much like we've been wanting to do from the start of this game's launch, we're just going to hope for the best. It's really all we can do. Make the best of a somewhat meh situation, all things considered. We're just going to run with Burnaby, by the way, as the AHL team because I don't feel like editing another team today. It took long enough to make said Growlers team. But yeah, overall, very excited to be back. It's at least nice to have this as an option as opposed to when this game launched and there were no options whatsoever. It kind of sucks that it took this long to get something going. I've said this before. I feel like I was the Squidward meme, just sitting inside, watching all of my Hut friends and EASHL friends at least having some fun while I get to sit here on the sidelines and do nothing. But again, now finally we have at least something that we can do to get going on NHL 21, which is exactly what everybody wanted. Oh, the trade deadline's a thing? Toogie, do a series where you don't use the trade deadline at all. It's absolutely perfect, let me tell you. So in terms of the settings, again, waivers will be on, but we don't want any waiver notifications, any trade notifications, trade difficulty, literally doesn't matter. I'm going to leave all this on medium. I haven't really messed around with it too much since the game's come out, so we'll leave all of that on medium for the moment. And aside from that, we are good to go. Injuries are going to be off for, at the very least, the majority of this series. There's no point in trying to edit lines consistently when we don't really have players that we don't necessarily care about. Now, when it comes to this expansion draft, How we're going to handle it is pretty simple. I'm just going to try to take the worst players possible in the draft. That way we're not affecting too many of the other teams. We're not letting teams off the hook for some of their terrible contracts. And we'll make the best of it as we can. That's really the theme of NHL 21. Make the best of it. All things considered. So we'll see what we have from this point on. I'll mention this, though. I'll mention this. I normally don't ask for stuff until the end of the video. Yeah, if you're excited for the series, hey, drop a like. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I have news on another series. Call me a sellout, but I have news on another series. News on that series at the end of this video. So, hey, stick around because this isn't the only series that we have going. That's it. Taking a look here. Wow, they disrespected Cody Curran. Oh, my God. Well, we're taking Cody Curran. That is incredibly disrespectful. 61? Oh, it's going to be so painful looking at some of these overalls and potential. So goddamn painful. We'll take Blake Spears next. That's perfectly fine. We're just going to take nothing but position players up until it's like, hey, take a goalie. Linus Arneson, who shouldn't. I mean, yeah, the Bruins still have his rights, but God, oh my God. They're not going to remove him, so he automatically gets signed. It's beautiful. Dalton Smith, welcome aboard. Calgary. Who do you have for us here? Justin Kirkland. At the moment, you're almost too good for the starting team. Carolina Hurricanes going to be giving us David Gust. Works for me. Chicago, you and your damn deep dish. Victor Edgel will be signed. To get another player who's overseas, not under contract, but they don't remove rights, so they automatically get signed. It's annoying as hell, but what are you going to do? Travis Barron, welcome aboard. The Columbus Blue Jackets. Who do we have? Daniel Czar, another one of those players. Roster editing this year might be more frustrating than it's ever been, and that's saying something. Let's take Nicholas Hansen with this pick. Fellhaber had some potential, at the very least. Not great potential, but hey, he had potential. Detroit, Kyle Criscuolo. Go ahead and sign you. This team is going to be bad, but of course that is the point of Draft to Glory. We want a bad team. We don't want to be good until we have time to build up through the draft. So sometimes we do a fantasy draft. Other times we'll just end up doing this expansion draft. And expansion made a lot of sense here, all things considered. Nearly, I'll say, because I'm sure someone will mention this in the comments, nearly made the Halifax Highlanders. Nearly did it. Maybe we'll make their jerseys our alternate jersey. We don't have a third jersey, so let me know what you think. Montreal, Brandon Baddock. Grinder extraordinaire. Who do we have here from Nashville? Anthony Richard, I'm not sure which, but sign him up. New Jersey. Not leaving PK Subban available, huh? Interesting. Christoph Bergke, another one of those players. Annoying as hell, but hey. Oh, God. At least it lets me know how many teams need to be edited. Alex Lundkrantz. Who in the blue hell are you? He was drafted this year. I'll believe you. I don't believe you at all. We'll take Rajaniemi instead. Jesus, it shouldn't allow them to leave these prospects available, but sure. What are you going to do? Hey, look, Jack Johnson. Here somehow still signed. Ty Ronning, a legend. First captain of the team, Ty Ronning. That's right, X-Tech fans. He's not only a legend on Brent's channel, he's a legend here. Maine Mariners, great in ECHL. Been able to actually see him play in person quite a few times. It's been pretty nice. Philadelphia, Isaac Ratcliffe's way too good. This is where we'll try to take a goalie. Nope, Alex Lyons, way too good. Chris Bigras, come on down. Former Colorado Avalanche member, former Av. Nick Almari, you're too good. Kevin Churchman. That's pronounced Churchman. Churchman. It's Churchman. We'll take him, because why the hell not? San Jose, who do you got for me? Ryan Donato. Ooh, the disrespect to Jonathan Dahlen. We'll take him. Former Canucks great Jonathan Dahlen. That was such a weird trade. Alexei Toropchenko will take Sam Anas. Or not, because now it's like, hey, you got to pick goalies. All right, cool. So I didn't think we'd hit that point this early, but we did. That's cool. Shout out to that truck in the background. What are you going to do? It's always louder here at Girlfriend 24, so what can I say? Vancouver, Demko. We'll take Zach Fucale. Poor Zach Fucale. Never really worked out for him. Never did. Wow, Eric Comrie's an 80. Are you sure, EA? Martin Jones is an 83. Never mind. Holy crap, some of these ratings are abysmal. Jan Sturman. Okay, sure. Sure, yep, that guy's signed by the Islanders. He might actually be. Who the hell knows? Maybe I'm just looking for a reason to complain for no reason. And Michael McNiven will be the third goalie that we take. So we have that trifecta of suckitude in goal. Let's go for Dominic Toninato, just so that we don't have anybody that has like half-decent potential or anything. St. Louis. Again, we'll take Samanas. Or not. What? I'm guessing I got to take defenseman. Well, who are we taking then? Petri Limbaum. Sure. Works for me. Tampa. Stanley Cup. Anthony Cirelli only being an 83 makes my blood boil. Again, for anyone who thinks I hate the Tampa Bay Lightning, that legitimately frustrates me. Oh my God. Oh, Toronto. Callie Rosen. Come on. Down and from the Couve. We'll be taking from the Couve. Jalen Chatfield. Welcome aboard. So this god-awful team has been established. It's a long road to actually being half decent. The good thing is, of course, we do get that extra draft, which normally I hate. But we're about to find out whether or not there's somebody who's actually worth drafting in this bonus draft. And we're going to see if that'll help us kind of get off to a really good start here. As, of course, the draft playing out really as you would expect. Pick number 5, there should be a medium elite left, but the odds that they're available to us is incredibly slim. Yep, that's not happening. Okay, let's go to the queue. So who do we have here? Quebec, not available, so Theo Rochette will not be selected. Kachev, not available either. Biakabutuka, not available. Gatineau is not on the agenda here. Charlie. Good old Charlie. Okay, so my dream of having somebody half-decent available just went up in smoke. Yikes. Brady Burns also going to be available to us. Brett Budgel. Marcotti also available here. No young ladies from Shawinigan or young men from Shawinigan. So we're pretty much picking up the best of the rest, the remainder from the St. John Sea Dogs. Ivan's going to be on this team. Don't worry. We're getting Ivan no matter what. Who else do we have? Xavier Bernard. You were drafted already. You were a fucking Devils pick. You're wearing a Devils jersey. Is he back in the draft after all this, or is that a mistake on their part? Like, was he draft eligible? Or is it just like the Devils never signed him, gave up his rights, so he was still in the queue, and the game's like, well, I guess he qualifies. It's one or the other, and either way, that's weird, and I don't like it. I really don't. Let's see. Who else do we have available here? This is not looking good. Chicoutimi's not available. Harris, Bryant, Harish. Okay. Oh, boy. Now, here's the thing. If you wanted a series, thank God for Ben Rude. If you wanted a series where you get to hear someone butcher some French names, you have come to the right place. Despite being of French descent myself, I am just a disappointment to my ancestors, I'm sure. All right, so for the most part, we got everybody in the top 200. So the first player that we pinned as a half-decent option is Mr. Charlie Daroche. I'm guessing it's Daroche. 18-year-old defenseman. Heavy slap shot, 4 years away. I mean, I'm hoping for a medium top 6. He's probably medium 7th or AHL. But Charlie is going to be our first ever draft pick, and he is medium top 6. One of these things is not like the other. But we have a medium top 6 edition so far. Let's go to round 2 and see who else is available here. And the answer is either going to be Brady Burns, Brett Budgel, or Felix Antoine Marcotti. And we're going to go I feel like Brett Budgell might be half decent, but we're going to go for Brady Burns on this one. Take another Sea-Dog, a medium bottom 6. Not great, but not the worst. Certainly could have been better. And of course, we don't really expect too much out of this extra draft. This is the time. No, it's not. Ivan will be the next pick. So here, I mean, we could go for another Sea-Dog, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to go off the board and take Josh Lawrence with this pick and see what he and Brady Burns can do together. He's a low top 6, so a little bit better than I would have thought. And that sets the stage for our 4th round selection. It is going to be Ivan of the Cape Breton no longer Screaming Eagles. Ivan, come on down. You are terrible, but damn it, what a name. The legend himself. Now again, Draft to Glory has provided us some very interesting series in the past, including some of the most legendary names in the history of this channel. Chris Rumble, for example, who will forget, Nolan Patrick as well, from that first ever Draft to Glory series back in NHL 17. Some good times. So we'll see who we're taking here. Brantz from Acadie. Another Sea-Dog. Benjamin Rude. Let's go for this guy. Let's go for Brantz. I don't really know how to say her name, but let's go for Brantz. Medium 7th. Not too bad. 50 overall. That's pretty bad. As we get to our penultimate pick of this draft here in the 6th round, it looks like Ben Rude is going to be the pick. So another Sea-Dog works for me, as Rude is a medium 7th, and that brings us to our final selection of this bonus draft. And the man we're going to select is, drum roll please, let's sort by potential really quickly. Alexander David on Halifax. Works for me. Let's take David. How good are you, sir? Medium bottom 6. Not too bad. So all in all, we got a whole bunch of probably not going to make it, but it's at least a foundation in which to build upon. These are going to be some players that certainly feature on the team moving forward. So with that, as we will do through the early stages of this series, we'll end things after a draft, and next episode we will sim an entire calendar year, and we'll end right back here at the end of next episode after a draft, and hopefully we have some luck in that draft, some lottery luck, and of course we'll see what computer-generated players might be there, and of course what players might be on those Maritimes teams to begin with. But with that, I thank you very much for checking out this video. I am looking forward to this year, as difficult as it may prove to be, thanks to all of the nonsense on EA's side of things. Say what you want about COVID, but Jesus, it's been a time already. Now, I also mentioned to those of you that may stick around for the end of the video. Now, I will say, I'm only going to have this series right now because I can't do anything else. So we're going to aim for daily uploads with this. But for those of you who have already chosen to support me on Patreon, we are starting up another series on that side of things. It is going to be another Draft to Glory, but this one, two-way forwards and two-way defensemen only. We're going to see how that goes for us over on Patreon. Again, patreon.com/Toogie24. Again, if you choose to support me on that platform, I greatly appreciate it. It's not a series that I would have done on this channel to begin with, so I'm not exactly paywalling anything. But hey, if you want to support me in what's been a somewhat difficult time because of 21's shambolic launch, you can do that there. And of course, check out everything in the description as well. I stream on Twitch basically every single night. There's the links to all the socials, the Discord, all that fun stuff. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting this channel. Let's see what NHL 21 brings for us. And until next time, have a good one. Take it easy. I'll see you then. And go growl or woof. Woof? Bark? Woof. Go Growlers.